Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again, and as you can see, I'm at Harry's house in Menorca. Absolutely loving my time here. Yeah, and you can see, I'm just by the pool, relaxing, as you should when you're on holiday. But I'm going to do you a quick video. So, bit of story time today. Someone mentioned to me about a handballing problem they had, and it got me thinking about my handballing stories. Everyone's got one. Handballing is one of those things you never get right, especially when you start. So, I'm going to let you in on my little story of a handballing nightmare and what I should have done differently and how, you can possibly look at it going forward, because it can be a bit of a nightmare. So, my story. I collected a job. It was palletized. It was put on the back of the van. No problem. It didn't say anything about handballing about the job. Picked it up. It was actually going back to Norwich. Got to Norwich. Got to where I was meant to deliver, and it was like a block of flats. Not flat, offices. So, got out, found the right office. Parking was a nightmare, but I managed to park right outside the front door. Nice, easy access. Got in, spoke to the lad. He said, "Listen, it's up here. You're going to need to bring them up for us. We've got no one free to help you. Can you bring them up to the offices?" I went, "Yeah, that's not a problem." There was an elevator. I thought, sure, I'll just use the elevator. And it was one of these where you have to go like 4 or 5 steps, and then there's an elevator. I thought, that's okay. There was something like 50 monitors on these pallets. I thought, I can carry 2 at a time, get 4 in the elevator, get them up. It won't take me too long. So I got the first load. I walked up to the elevator, out of order. I was like, fuck's sake. Now I can only carry these 2 at a time, and I thought, well, if I carry 2 at a time, that's 25 trips. It's about a 2-minute trip, because it's only going at 1 flight of steps. It shouldn't take me too long. Let's go for it. Bear in mind, 25 trips at 2 minutes is still 50 minutes. You don't think of that at the time, but it was actually an hour. Now this is where the real problem starts. I start lifting them up the stairs. I get them up to the office. First lot dropped off. Go back down, get the next lot. I'm fine for the first 5 trips. But by trip 6, my arms are shot. I'm knackered. I'm sweating. I'm breathing heavy. It's gone from a very easy job to very tiresome. And I get the job finished. It takes me about an hour and a half, maybe even closer to 2 hours to get all these bloody things only up a flight of steps. And by the end of it, I am bollocksed. My arms, I can't lift a pencil, let alone anything else. I'm a big boy, so going up all that amount of steps took its toll on me. It was a long day. I finished the job. I phoned the shipper. I'd say, "Listen, I've just had to do this." And he said, "The price is the price." And that was it. Now, this is when I was relatively new back to, this is going back a few years now, but I'd just gone into being an owner driver myself. And I didn't know better. And I thought, well, all right, the price is the price. Nothing I can do about it. It was a pain in the arse job. I still remember it. And we've all got stories like that. Every single driver will have, they didn't charge handballing, or they did charge handballing. A lot of time people charge the handballing, but it's not enough because you don't realise how big the job is. I've had another one where I had to pick up, it was only, once again, like 30 boxes. I thought simple, but I had to walk them through a building. They were very heavy, even on a trolley. And I thought, it's a 10-minute job. It's an hour job. It's always longer than you think. But I was naive and didn't think about it. Now, what I would have done is, as soon as I got to the other end, I would have said, "Listen, there's handball involved here. We need to renegotiate." And I would have said, "Listen, it's at least an hour's handballing, possibly 2, and negotiate that price." A lot of time when you are handballing and it doesn't say handballing on the job, the shipper doesn't even know it's handballing. They're not even aware that there is handballing on the job, because they just get told by their customer it needs to take from A to B. Sometimes the customer doesn't even know there's handballing, because where it's getting delivered to, they assume it's going to get palleted off. They're not sure where it's going to. So, but if there is, first port of call, phone the shipper, tell them there's handballing, get it put into the price. I've never really had a shipper complain. Sometimes they try and go cheaper than you think. They'll say, "Oh, we'll throw you a tenner." It's like, well, no, hang on a sec. There's an hour's work here. This is more that, you know, my hourly rate is 20 quid minimum. It's 20 quid. If it's 2 hours, it's 40 quid. A lot of shippers are very good and they'll just go, yeah, sure. Let us know at the end how much it is. We'll add it onto it. As long as you're not taking a piss, if you turn around and go, it's another 100 quid, they're going to have a problem with that. But most of them are okay. Sometimes some are a bit arsey and say, oh, we'll throw you another tenner, but you have to, you know, price it accordingly. If it's going to be 20, 30, you know, an hour, 2 hours, put in your hourly rate and say, no, this is how much it's going to be, unfortunately. I didn't know it's handballing, you didn't know it's handballing, it's not your fault, but you're going to have to tell your customer. So that's what happens most of the time. But on this job, I'd already done it. He said the price was the price. I went, all right, fair enough, and I just took it as the hit. You don't have to, though. So we've all got those handballing stories where you think, oh, it's going to be easy. It never is. Also, for you guys out there who maybe handballing, something like that is near impossible, bad back, bad knees, you just physically can't do it, or you're not well enough to do it, you need to speak to, in that case, it's like, right, straight away, phone the shipper, there's handballing, I can't handball it. What I would say, if what you might want to do, and it's completely up to you, is put on your CX description, cannot handball, for whatever reason. That way, if you get to the other end and it's handball and they go, oh, well, you're going to have to do it, you can go, well, look at my CX description, no handballing, because I've got one leg. You know, you're going to have to get someone else to here to help me. So, yeah, we've all got those stories. Everyone has done it, even the best of us, even me. I've still had a couple of occasions. Recently, I had one. Got to the other end. It needed handballing. It was magazines for a promotion. And I thought, fuck it, I'll do it real quick. And once again, a job that I thought would take 10 minutes took me 45 minutes. And look, I was getting paid good money on that job, so I didn't sort of kick up a fuss about it. But what I should have done is phone the shipper straight away and gone, listen, there's handballing involved. We need to figure out a price for this. Because the price you're bidding without handballing is just from you to go from A to B. It doesn't mean you do extra at the end just because you have to. When you get to the other end, if there is handballing, that's an added extra to the job, so you need to price accordingly. So you throw that extra bit of money in. So there you go, handballing. It can be a bit of a nightmare. I tend to go off of a like an hourly rate. If it's going to take me an hour, you get my hourly rate. Unless it's something really weird, like, oh, this, you know, piano knee's taken up 5 flights of stairs, then it's like, right, okay, you're going to pay me a lot more to do that. But yeah, just make sure you're pricing accordingly, and if you get to the other end and there is handballing and you haven't priced for it, phone the shipper and let them know what's going on and get the right price for it. So for the rest of the day, I'm going to be enjoying myself in that lovely swimming pool or drinking a rum in that daybed. It's bloody stunning here. I cannot complain. But as always, you lot be safe out there and have a great day. And whilst you're out there, just think of me relaxing over here. Take it easy.